Today, at the close of the polls, we have we welcome each and every one of you here. I am Zavino Tenyo, Additional Director and HOD of DIPR Nagaland. Here we have Mr. V. Shashank Shekhar, IAS, the Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland. And we have the other speaker, Mr. Dimapur, IPS. He is IGP Range and State Police Nodal Officer. And we have Mr. Rokovitio KJ, Additional Chief Electoral Officer, Nagaland.
Thank you. Today being the polling day, thank you. Today being the polling day, this is what has often been called the Festival of Democracy. In a democracy, the polling day has also been called the Festival of Democracy. So for this day, all of us have been interacting with our journalist friends also over several weeks now, and you have been with us through this day also. I know one of the most important things in your mind, though it is available in the public domain, but I'll still share that with you. This is still a very tentative figure. The voter turnout, 83.36%. But as you know, what happens is that this is based on the data given by all the returning officers, 59 of them. We have 60 constituencies, but one was uncontested. So 83.36% is still not the final figure. Some ROs, because of connectivity issues or some remote locations, if there are power issues, they will be further updating this. And the second aspect is also that, as you know, as per our election laws, 7 to 4 is the official time, but at 4 o'clock, if voters are there in the queue, they are given tokens and they are allowed to vote. So we had a rough estimate of how many polling booths such voting may continue beyond 4 p.m. So we have 171 polling stations where spread in all the districts where the number of voters is more than 1,000. So we were anticipating that there the voting will go on beyond 4 p.m. So as we compile the figures from these polling stations, as all the ROs are able to upload, this figure will certainly change. But this is just a tentative indicative figure, and this is available in the voter turnout app also, which many of you may be already using. So based on this tentative figure, just if you are interested, Pugoboto has the highest percentage of voting, 92.11. Semenyu has 90.88 after that, and Mon has 90.67. I could share some basic data with all of you. Because one constituency was uncontested, we had polling stations 2291. Average number of electors per polling stations 566. We had 387 polling stations which were managed by women polling officials. PWD managed 3 polling stations. Model polling stations we had set up 42. And in 1647 polling booths, live webcasting was done. We had 7940 service voters. This is some basic data, and more than 3,000 control units, ballot units, VVPATs each were used, including the reserve, which is a standard protocol. The preparations for this polling, as I mentioned, has been going on for several weeks, several months actually, whether it is the EVM commissioning, trainings at various levels, at the level of DEOs, polling parties, the entire machinery, the enforcement agencies which have been involved. So now, today that part comes to a close, though it will still continue into the night as the polling parties return and they submit all the polling material back to the district headquarters. And then second is the counting day. So as per standard procedure, tomorrow at 11 a.m. the scrutiny of all the various documents is also done at the district level. Overall law and order today was also all right. There were some incidents, but because of prompt action by our police and other security agencies and the district administration, the situation was brought under control. So that is the overall situation. Further details of some of those incidents, our police nodal officer is here. He will be giving. Yesterday there was also an unfortunate accident where one civilian lost his life and some were critically injured. We had to airlift them to Dimapur. But in a huge exercise, these kinds of logistics are there. These unfortunate things do happen. Today also one accident happened. We hope it doesn't happen in future. We try to take all precautions, but as I said, these things unfortunately happen. That is the broad picture. I again thank all our media friends and all the different stakeholders who have actively participated in this democratic exercise. And to keep the law and order situation normal, I had also gone along with the DGP and the Home Commissioner to two districts, Vokha and Mokchung, which had seen some incidents of people violence. This visit was not today. It was day before yesterday. We had gone to these districts and we had personally reviewed the situation also. So this is the broad picture. After this, maybe I'll request our police nodal to also give a brief overview of the situation as it has been today.
Thank you, sir, and my very most esteemed media friends. Like sir has already mentioned, the overall law and order situation today was by and large peaceful, barring a few incidents of concern which were raised in Vokha. Then one incident was reported from Manyakshu and one incident from Atuiza constituency. So these were three major incidents, I would say, where because of the timely intervention of the law enforcement agencies, including the paramilitary forces, we were able to contain the situation. In Vokha constituency under 40 Bandari, in Akok village in the vicinity of polling station 1 and 4, at around 6:30 am there were some skirmishes that happened, which was followed by some gunshots. Accordingly, the polling party of MP police, which was stationed in the polling station vicinity, were guarding the polling station. They had to resort to firing. They fired 8 rounds in the air and brought the situation under control. When the mob ran off, because of the intervention of the sector magistrate and the commander, reportedly 2 persons were injured. I think both of them are not too critically injured. As of now, it has been made to understand that they're in Bandari hospital, but out of danger. So that was one incident that was reported early morning. Second incident happened in Manyakshu constituency under Mon, when some stone pelting incidents took place between the supporter of 2 candidates and one security personnel of the ITPP, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, and one Nagaland police personnel was injured. But then again, the injuries were not too major, and because of the response by the police, again the situation was normalized. Firing incident was reported at Outsakili village at a distance of about 200 meters from polling station 2 and 32 AC, polling station 2 under 32 AC Atuiza constituency. There were 3 firing incidents, one at 10:30, one at 11:30 and the other at 1300. However, reinforcement of the Provincial Armed Constabulary of the UP Police and one section of E9 of Nagaland IRB and special team of DEF responded to the situation. This was basically a diversionary tactic. It was not targeted at any particular person in question. Basically, I think the miscreants were trying to take a diversionary tactic and carry out some firing. And these were all mostly blank firing, and no casualties or loss of life or property was reported. In an unfortunate incident, as our sir has already mentioned, an accident took place today again, while the team of the polling personnel and security personnel were returning back from Enrio Longcham, that is under Nagaland subdivision. The vehicle which they were moving met with an accident, and one of the constables of the MP police unfortunately lost his life. His mortal remains has been brought to Vokha for necessary PM examination and will be accordingly taken to his state. The rest of the persons, reportedly 3 injured, out of which one is seriously injured. They have been examined as of now in Vokha, and depending on the gravity of the injury, necessary evacuation process will be started early morning tomorrow. Today, a total of 1,99,350 rupees was seized by the, I think by the SSTs and FSTs. The total seizure made by police during the MCC period was stands at rupees 35 crores 79 lakhs 49,059. So this is almost tenfold increase than the previous seizures which were made. In the last 24 hours, nearly 80 persons were bound on, mostly in Dimapur and some in Mokokchung. Those binding down actions were taken by the respective district police, because of which I think we were able to conduct the elections very peacefully and successfully. I would like to place on record the leadership provided by our DGP sir and all the senior officers in PHQ, and it has been a very well coordinated effort, though we had faced a lot of challenges in terms of skirmishes from different parts of the district. With the additional manpower of the CRPF which we have received from the ECI and the MHA, we were able to contain the situation, and barring a few incidents, I think today more so we have been able to complete the the huge task of carrying out the polling exercise in the best possible manner. So this is from my side. Thank you.
Our CEO will be, if there's any clarification or any questions, our CEO would take the questions now. I would request anyone to identify yourself first, your organization, and then place your question on the record.
Repoll decision, as you know from past experience, you would already be aware, is finally taken at the level of the Election Commission, and the process is that the Commission takes into account various inputs from the returning officers, from the observers, and even from CEO, and then a final decision is taken. So since all these polling parties are coming back and the presiding officer's diary is also gone through, and after that only a final decision is taken. So either late in the night today or even at the time of scrutiny tomorrow, which I mentioned will be done for all the constituencies. So after that only we'll get to know a clear position about repoll, if at all there will be any repoll.
Otherwise there is no request from the political parties?
Political parties, we have, in fact, we keep receiving complaints during the day, today also, yesterday also, and we have referred those complaints back to the districts, and we need inputs from, as I said, the returning officer and the DEO before any final decision is taken.
I'm Sarah Konyak from Northeast Live TV, sir. I think this report has already been posted in the media cell CEO group regarding Kaspani 3, where there's a report of the returning officer, presiding officer, drunk and ran away. So is this confirmed? If it is confirmed, then what action will your office take regarding this?
I had seen in the media WhatsApp group, but normally any such report, this was posted by one of our journalist colleagues only. So the standard procedure in such is whether any such input comes from our journalists or from the political parties or through our administrative machinery, the standard protocol is we refer it to the district concerned to send us a report on that. So unless we get a formal official confirmation of this, I will not be able to comment. So I won't say whether it is right or wrong. Only once the confirmation comes from our district administrative machinery, then only I would like to comment on it. Certainly, if something like that has happened, any kind of indiscipline in the election process on the side of the official machinery is never accepted, neither at the state level nor in the level of the commission. So action is always taken for any kind of indiscipline. But in this particular case, as I said, I don't want to comment without obtaining that official verification.
The firing, our police officer has been just updating us. Which group and who are they that using this firing during this poll process today?
We do not rule out UG elements, but at this point of time, the matter is under investigation. So, since on a day like today, the first priority of the police is to disperse or to ensure that the polling processes are not disturbed. So once we were able to retaliate, after that the elements which are fired they ran away from the spot. So this will be a matter of investigation in due course of time.
These places are critical. That is our CEO also visited Waka and Makoksuke the same day. So we know early part of this today that some incidents took place in that particular place in Bandar area. So do you know that there will be some retaliation or something incident is likely to take place?
There are three processes to a poll. We have the pre-poll, which also had incidents of violence. We have the poll day, which is today. So the poll day has passed off peacefully. Post-poll electoral violences are also prevalent in any state, anywhere in the country. So we do not rule out post-poll violences, but we are also equally prepared in order to tackle these issues. And then we have got additional companies of CRPF. Some of them will be retained through the director of the ECI. So post-poll violence, we do not rule out, but we are equally prepared to, tackle it as and when it emerges. Thank you.
So this taking into this taking.
Of the seizures and of the incident, because it is not possible to note down every.
Yeah, through IPR we can share it. So yes, through IPR.
So ultimately, this today's polling is not very peaceful. Can we take it?
Yeah. See, it all depends on what you mean by peaceful or not peaceful. We are all aware that even as our IG Nodal said, pre-poll days also we had incidents. I also said that incidents did happen, but action was taken in time, and so situation did not escalate. So we all know that in that overall context, if we see, it was certainly peaceful. Yes, things did happen like that Boka incident which our IG mentioned, that some firing did take place. But when our security forces reacted, that was early in the morning when the mock poll was going on, and then those people who probably had some intention of creating a disturbance, they also ran away, and they never returned after that. So now our understanding is overall it was peaceful, but we are not saying nothing happened also. So you are all experienced in your own field. You have been covering elections, you have been covering law and order. So then you decide. We are just telling the facts as they happened.
So the two persons who were injured, was it when the police retaliated, or they were injured prior during the
As per our preliminary findings, I think they must have injured when they were actually, trying to escape. And then some skirmishes also happened between these two supporters of these two groups. So it is not a bullet injury. So that much is clear.
Regarding the storm,
I would request you to please identify yourself, your organization.
This is very well representing Ms. Mayor. Yeah. Regarding the storm pelting incident, you said there were two parties involved. Can you mention those two parties?
One was from the NPF, and I think the other was, I'll have to check back the details with Ms. I would not like to take the name of the candidate, but just give me a couple of minutes. I'll just verify.
Yeah.
One question. So, we're talking about a clean edition campaign, and so is it no incident related to clean edition campaign movement taken by Nagaland Baptist Church Council?
No, I didn't get the question exactly. Clean election movement, then?
Yeah, clean election movement, what I feel is that a movement taken by the Nagaland Baptist Church Council. So, is it that is related to less violence this time?
Yes, your point. See, different sections of society have been trying for several years now to see that the election is held in a free and fair and peaceful manner, including the clean election movement by the church, all of us, administrative machinery, the election commission, as we have interacted over the past several days, different initiatives we have talked about, including the villages which came forward themselves, starting in Heka village under Newland district, where they said we'll ensure free and fair election in our respective jurisdictions. In Kohima also, Tizama village, Kebasa village, even Kohima village came forward. Boka, many villages came forward. Many tribal hosts came forward and passed resolutions. Student unions passed resolution. So, though process is 100% perfect, we all know that in the practical sense. But when all stakeholders come together and try their best, through our collective efforts, things go on improving election after election, year after year. So it's our collective will, and journalists are also, I have said in the past, we appreciate and we place on record the very important role all of you have played in the election process, in every, at my own personal experience also, all the government initiatives which have been taken at various levels. So if the election we feel has been peaceful, it has been our collective effort. If it has not been 100% free and fair, if that is our general perception, then also we are all collectively responsible for both the success and failure of all our efforts. So there, it is a subjective thing to say which aspect has been more important in ensuring a peaceful, whether it's the general social consciousness, the young voters who have created that desire in society, or is it the, as I said, village councils, their initiatives, or the tribal ho-hos which have come forward. But it's a collective effort, and all these efforts add up to improving the system. And here again, before we close, I want to thank our journalists.
May I just take a last question for us? One question,
Okay.
please. I'm Emilio from Nagaland Post. Sir, how many incidences reported relating to election till today? First question. Second question, any arrest made regarding today's incident?
I think our police member can take.
I don't have the exact figures now, but the total number of cases which has been registered, if I recollect, I think, please, you can substantiate a little later the exact data, but it has been more than 120 cases. But when you say election related, NLTP is also part of the election related cases. So the maximum cases have been NLTP, the Prohibition Act. The total seizures made was in terms of the seizure of liquor. Then secondly, of course, the narcotics, the NDPS Act. So maximum cases have come in these two, under these two sections of law, because the violations were also maximum here, and the kind of expenditure monitoring mechanism which is put in place by the ECI is very, robust and substantial. So we have been able to make a lot of seizures through these FSTs and SSTs, the figures of which have been shared with all of you. As far as some of the election-related violences are concerned, I think the cases, total number of cases is round about 15. Round about 15, and this includes the unfortunate murder case in Chungtia. The arrest of the main accused has been made today. So the details are, regarding the Chungtia, the details are awaited. Other cases are under investigation. A lot of arrests has also been made. In fact, last night itself, in an incident, 25 persons were arrested and 2 AKs were also recovered from Mokokchung district. So we have been all out, and I think in a large manner we have been able to take necessary actions as and when it was warranted. Thank you.
So, after New Year, All India Radio, what is the security measures taken for securing the strong room?
Strong room, I'll just tell the broad plan. After that, I can be supplemented by the police nodal. There is a 3-tier security for the EVM strong rooms as well as the counting centers. So in inner circle, the closest circle is guarded by CAPF, Central Armed Police Forces. Then other 2 cordons are by the police, either the armed police or the state police, DEF, District Executive Force. In addition to that, the entire strong room is continuously 24/7 under CCTV coverage, so every activity is monitored. And then that CCTV feed is even allowed to be seen outside the immediate context of the strong room by even the political parties are allowed to watch, so that they are convinced that there is no attempt at breach of protocol as far as the security of the strong rooms is concerned. So this is the very broad structure, but there are many protocols in place. Even when the EVM strong room is opened, this is videographed. Political party representatives are also invited at every stage. So many protocols are in place to ensure the security and safety of the EVMs.
So just a request, can we get pictures of the arrest that was made today regarding the...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. With that, we close this briefing. We would like to thank the speakers for briefing us on various aspects of the electoral process today. Before you leave the venue, the CEO's office would like to request all of you to stay back for dinner, which is prepared at the premises. So all of you are kindly requested to partake in the dinner. Thank you.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.